Hey, how's it going? I'm Flabbergasmic, and welcome to another episode of Is It... Alright. Um, Take two. Hey, my name is Flabbergasmic, and welcome to another episode of Is... Alright, what the fuck is going on? Is there something in here? And welcome to Is It Worth Downloading? Oh my god. Ugh, I would have gone away with it too if it weren't for you damn kids, your fucking dog. I know, it's part of the costume, but the mask is fucking awful, so we're not doing it. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Happy Halloween, guys. Obviously, I decided to go for a little bit of a spooky episode, just to fit in with the overall vibe, right? You can feel it in the air, right? You can feel the autumn leaves, the crisp breeze, and the oogie spooky spirits rising from the deep. I don't know. Halloween shit. I don't know. You're gonna get candy and probably cavities. But I'm getting you something a little extra special this year. Instead of candy, I'm getting you an extra spooky episode. So, all in all, I'm probably the cool house on the block, right? Fuck the house that gets you the full king-size Snickers bars. This is the house that you want to be at. Don't come to my house. Anyways, back to the point of the episode. It's another episode of Visit with Downloading. For those of you who don't know, this is a little series I do where I take 3 free games I found somewhere on the internet. I play them, I give them a little rating out of 10, and I let you know if they are worth downloading, as the title would insinuate. Obviously, the little theme we're going to be having today is oogie spooky scary. Sorry. Obviously, we are playing scary games today just to kind of fit with the overall Halloween energy. These games have been picked out by yours truly, but don't be afraid to drop a game title in the comments there if you would like me to check it out. Scary or not. Preferably not scary, though. Preferably not scary. So, no more time to waste. Let's get on to the spooky game. Oh, that's a whole ass elk. That's not great. That's not cool. That's not what I want. That's like the whole thing. The first spooky game of the night was Hog Hunter 2021. I know, not on the surface. The title alone doesn't really seem like a scary game. It seems like one of those like horrible bargain bin Xbox 360 games you could get in like the mid 2000s. But this one's a little bit different. All right. On the surface, it does seem like you're just ordinary little hunting game, but you're hunting hogs. But you can tell that there's a little bit something off. The atmosphere is weirdly spookier than it should be. And the game right away starts off with a reporter reporting that there's a local bear that is in the woods and that there have been an increasing number of bear attacks. So be careful, right? But I mean, hey, that's it. It's just a bear. I mean, obviously bears are horrible, awful, terrifying fucking murder creatures. But I mean, it's just a bear, you know? So as long as you're just hunting and doing your thing and be cautious of bears, you should be fine. Right? Now, I don't want to spoil this game for anyone who potentially wants to check it out, but obviously, there's a lot more going on in these woods than just your run-of-the-mill bear. So, you kind of come to the bottom of that. You hunt for hogs, you try to get a high score, but you also try to uncover what's going on in these woods. And if you're not careful enough, you might become the next body they find. Now, honestly, this was pretty cool. I mean, it has a really nice atmosphere to it. They have a little filter over the game. It's kind of like that V8, like, they have this cool filter over the game. It's like this little, like, VHS, like, scratchy, like, distorted kind of video. And it feels really spooky. Like, even though, like, the first little while, you're just hunting hogs, you just feel this creeping, ominous presence that's always with you. You know something's coming for you. You know something's out there, but you don't know what it is. And since it hasn't attacked you yet, is it ever going to? Is there even anything there? Is this game just a straight up hunting game and I got it wrong and I'm reviewing it on this fucking spooky episode and I have to double down because it turned out I got the wrong game? No. The gameplay is very straightforward, you know. It is a little more detailed than I would have thought for a game like this, but I mean, again, I'm not trying to like blow your minds. It's not like extraordinary gameplay. It's very run-of-the-mill first person shooter. You shoot your gun, you reload your gun, you can crouch. Cool, right? I mean, that's pretty much it. You're not following dialogue, you're not listening to a bunch of characters drone on. You're kind of just uncovering it as it happens, right? I mean, besides that little news broadcast at the very beginning, you're just alone in these woods with your rifle. There are multiple different endings that you can achieve. I got a couple of them. One of them I really preferred more than the others, but hey, who knows what ending you might get and what your fate in those woods might be. Honestly, this game was a blast. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not super in-depth. It's very short, it's very brief, but I feel like it's really well made. It is very well made. It's a beautiful game that you should check out if you want a little psychological horror, if you want a little slow burn that, I mean, immediately jacks it up to 10 at some random point, maybe, not spoiling anything, but expect the unexpected. So if I had to give that a score, I would be remiss if I did not give this thing a 9 out of 10. It is really, really fun. Like, I mean, and not fun in the way of like, oh my gosh, the gameplay is so like explosive and dynamic. Like, no. The story, the atmosphere, the tension you feel. If you're trying to get in that spooky mood this Halloween season, I recommend it. It is something that might stick with you for a little while. Not in a horrible way, but in a really good way. So hey, that's great. Garbage. Gone. Desk. No more. You're done. Yep. Better believe it. Hate that sign. Fuck this door. I love that sink. But fuck that chair. That was just a chair, right? The second game of the night we had was Perfect Vermin. Perfect Vermin is another, I would call a psychological horror thriller. You start the game off pretty unassuming. You have a sledgehammer, you got a bunch of destructible materials and objects in a giant office. Go ham, right? The whole world is yours to destroy. And let me tell you, it is really satisfying. Like, I didn't expect much. You know, these games are free. I've never heard of them. I doubt you have either. But the destructibility factor in this game was really satisfying. Like, everything could be destroyed. Like, almost everything. Not everything. Not 100%, but like 90% at least, right? And they would crumble into these little pieces, and like it was kind of impressive when you would walk into a room and behold the mayhem that you did there like 30 seconds earlier but kind of forgot about. It is really fun and engaging. I mean, it's really simple gameplay. Again, nothing super deep or dynamic, but it's really fun. I mean, just going around with a sledgehammer smashing random shit in an office setting really feels lethargic, and I've never even worked an office job, right? But it's just, you already hate it before you've even been to it, and just getting to go around and wreck mayhem is so fun. But the scary part is this little story bits that are being thrown at you when this like broadcast thing is interrupting your gameplay. You can still play in like a little screen, but there's like a weird television host who's progressively getting more and more demented, and sort of ordering you around to replay the mission over and over to achieve some sort of goal. The imagery starts to get dark, bloody, violent, and it is really cool. I'm not that those things are naturally cool, but like, the game does very well. You then start to uncover and unravel this weird, ominous story that has a lot of deep, serious topics. So if you are sensitive to really serious topic matter, maybe this one is one you should avoid. Granted, it doesn't really reveal itself until the end of the game, but it is a really interesting story. It has so much backstory to it, and so much like little references and tiny little Easter eggs and stuff like that. Like, there's so much to the story that even after you finish the game, which again is very brief, very short, even after you finish, you don't have the whole story yet. You have to piece it together yourself using tiny little Easter eggs and tiny little bits and tidbits of information sprinkled throughout to really uncover what is going on here and why things are the way they are. I was really surprised with this game. I mean, just like the last game, I didn't expect these games to be as fun and engaging as they were. I mean, and this feels like I might be, padding the stats of this episode and being like, oh my gosh, like, every game was great. But this game, in my opinion, was a 10 out of 10. And I don't want it to seem like I'm giving artificial scores to these things just because I'm in the Halloween mood. This game was genuinely fun, and it has such an interesting backstory and lore to it. I mean, if you want to check it out, you really should, because it's a 10 out of 10 on this show. Man, I don't know what to tell you. It was fun. It was engaging. It was also really deep, really personal, and I don't know, just really, really interesting. Also keeping that really creepier factor for the whole Halloween vibe. So if you want to check something out, you want to have a little bit of fun, I give you my blessing. I don't know why you'd need my blessing necessarily, but you wouldn't be wasting your time, and you wouldn't be wasting your money either. So go for it. All right, well, that's it. If you guys enjoyed this extra spooky episode, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Flat. What is that? No, I'm done. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want this game. Fuck. Please adjust your volume until you can hear the whispering. That's right. We got one more game. Five Nights at Freddy's Super Custom Night, Ultra Custom Night, something Custom Night. I don't know. I guess I should go check. I don't know, man. It just says Ultimate Custom Night, but it's Five Nights at Freddy's, I guess. So this is the free installment of the Five Nights at Freddy's series. If you don't know, I don't know how you wouldn't. It was one of the most popular horror franchises of all time, in terms of gaming. In my opinion, it was always really overrated. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like they don't have their good parts or that they're absolutely awful and terrible. I just never gave a shit about Five Nights at Freddy's. I mean, of course, I watched like Markiplier play it and like absolutely dominate it, but I never cared to. I never bought the games. I never played them because I just didn't care. They definitely have a certain kind of audience that really vibes with their characters almost too much. If you played Five Nights at Freddy's and you loved Five Nights at Freddy's, you probably already know what this is. This is essentially like an open playground version. Usually Five Nights at Freddy's follows a story. There's multiple nights that you play consecutively, and they ramp up in difficulty and get harder and harder. This time, though, this game specifically allows you to assign however many horror monsters you want, whatever location you want, granted that you unlock them, and just whatever other variables that you want to throw in there. So it doesn't really follow any type of story. This isn't like your normal straight up Five Nights at Freddy's. You can pick and choose how it goes and like what it is exactly. You can do the old Five Nights at Freddy's characters, you can do the new ones, you can do all the ones in between. I don't really know, nor do I give a fuck. But I thought I would go for it because it's one of the most famous, right, horror IPs out there. I'm pretty sure there's a movie coming out on this series. I'm pretty sure it's in development hell though, and it'll probably never come out. But it shows that like this series is very well loved and renowned and known. So I thought, why not? I'll finally, after how many years, give it a chance. And I hated it. I hated it. Now, to be fair, right, I don't have any experience with this series, therefore I don't know how to play. And this game does not teach you how to play. This game throws you right into the mix and you go, alright, cool, figure it the fuck out. Which is problematic. Now again, if you've played through the entire series and you loved the entire series, you know what you're doing. You know how to prevent your death. You know how to open, close, rewind, and do your shit that you're supposed to and survive. I don't. So that means I spent the whole time just repeatedly dying over and over because I didn't know the basic functions of the game. I can recognize I'm coming from a very biased position of already not liking this series to begin with and then being thrown into it with having no prior experience or knowledge and just having to fend for myself. Obviously it didn't go well, right? Why would it go well for me? But if you enjoy this kind of thing and your experience with this kind of thing, you might have a lot of fun. I didn't, but you might. I don't know who you are. Obviously you're pretty cool if you're watching this. But that's all I know about you, is that you're somewhat cool. So you probably don't really play Five Nights at Freddy's. Sorry, that was a bit of a subtle jab. Overall, this game, it is what it is. It has a very specific audience. I do not fall within that audience, but you might. So, from my perspective, in my opinion, this game is going to end up being like a 4 out of 10. I mean, look, it's not awful. It's not bad. But I didn't want to put it at average because I experienced a number of glitches. For whatever reason, whenever I would like die, there would be certain points where it would just like freeze my game and then it would like flash in and out with the image while just screaming in my ear over and over and over. I don't know if that was intentional, but I doubt it was. It was I don't know why I even offered that as a possible escape route. It was 100% non-intentional. It was a glitch, and it sucked, and it was annoying. And it's like you would think that this would be somewhat decent condition, but it's really not. So if you're like me, and you don't give a fuck about FNAF, just pass on this one. It's not, you don't need it. Yeah, it's not going to be a waste of money because it's free, but in my opinion, it's a bit of a waste of time. But hey, if you're into it, I hope you enjoy it. Dope, dude. I don't give a shit. And so now, that is actually it. I'm actually done. There are no more. No more games. This is just the regular 3, like I promised at the beginning. And also, you're welcome. No jump scares. I fucking hate it when YouTubers in the middle of their videos will just throw in a jump scare. I fucking hate jump scares. I hate when fucking YouTubers do it. It's a huge breach of trust. Like, I fucking trusted you, and you broke my trust. So I want you to be able to trust me that I wouldn't do that to you. Right? Because you know me. And I know you. And you wouldn't like it if I did that. So why would I? I would never do that to you. Because you and I have a connection. Also, your eyes look beautiful today. So, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe. Go ahead and leave some game suggestions in the comments below. I can't promise I'm going to get to them very soon. I have work and school. It's kind of taken up a lot more time of my life than I thought it would. I know that's the real spooky thing, fucking life commitments. So I can't really guarantee that I'm going to be uploading that often, but when I do, I'd appreciate it if you check it out and support me. So I love you. Have a happy Halloween. Stay safe out there for those who are venturing out. Thank you guys for tuning in, checking out another beautiful episode of Is It Worth Downloading. I'll see you guys around. Peace. Happy Halloween, you little fuckers. Happy Halloween, you little sluts. Sorry, that's really strong energy to come out with.